No, there's a number of people. So the damage is on the Brodan and the Basso, Sinjadam Jolo, and Rawajin, Jolam, Rawajin, Lam to Basso, Juba is just a Jawra Jigelo. The Baranjano, the Yellow, the Yellow, the Yellow, the Nodon Kawajin, the desert, and temperature of those. So we are studying the JOL Ornament of Liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the noble teachings. This is a complete path or teachings right from the beginning to the end. And when we understood this book well, then we can add the Vajrayana meditation practice as a part of this. So Vajrayana meditation is not separated from this. This is the foundation, the body. So it is very important to get good understanding of this book. So far, now we come to the chapter. Anyway, says the first. There's a 6 basic topic: the Buddha nature that we have done, precious human life, and spiritual master, and its instruction. So we are going through the instruction of the spiritual master. Says, as in the introduction of that subject mentioned, we have been in the samsara from limitless lifetimes. Occasionally, during that time, we must have been born in the human realm. And in such occasionally, we must have met some spiritual masters, and so we must have received teachings. So what went wrong? Still we are not free from suffering. What went wrong? Still we are not free from samsara. So there are 4 obstacles. Attachment to this life's pleasure, enjoyment, attachment to that, or the pleasure of the samsara, attachment to that. And the third is attachment to individuals' liberation. And the fourth is not knowing how to achieve Buddhahood. So since we encountered these 4 obstacles, we are still not free from samsara, or we have not achieved Buddhahood. So what kind of instruction, teachings that we should receive to dispel these obstacles? So to the attachment of this life, the remedy is reflect on the impermanence of all composite phenomena. And then attachment to the pleasure of the samsara, reflect on the suffering of all the samsara, the suffering of suffering, the changeable suffering, the pervasive conditional suffering, reflect on this. And this will give us inspiration how to free from the suffering and to achieve liberation. Then when one is interested only one's own peace, then study, practice by reflecting on the loving kindness and compassion of all sentient beings, to all sentient beings. And then to achieve enlightenment, then we have to look at the section of the Bodhicitta. So there are 12 different topics, say. So we have done the foundation and the essence or the nature or the characteristic of the Bodhicitta, what Bodhicitta means, And then the classification, objectives, cause, from whom you received it, method, beneficial effects, and disadvantage of losing the bodhicitta, the cause of losing it, and method of repairing. So these all we have now completed roughly. It is a very profound subject. We can still go through many times, reflect on, to understand. Furthermore, meditate, rest your mind in the calm abiding, rest your mind in the bodhicitta practice. Then that will support to understand more, because the depth of the mind is infinite. So the infinite to see the infiniteness of the mind is need an infinite meditation practice. So now today we are here the training section. Say chapter 10, training. The training in Aspiration Bodhicitta. Training 11 from the Bodhicitta section. After cultivating Bodhicitta, there are two types of training. A, training in Aspiration Bodhicitta, and B, training in the action Bodhicitta. That's true like that. Now, A, training in Aspiration Bodhicitta, the summary, not forsaking any sentient beings from one's heart, and recollecting the beneficial effects of that as we did that. Gathering the two accumulations, the practicing the enlightened mind, means the mind which is cultivated, that mind practice repeatedly, see, and accepting the four virtues or four wholesome deeds, and rejecting the four non-virtues or four unwholesome deeds. These five comprise the training in Aspiration Bodhicitta. So now we pay attention on this very closely. Maybe not so difficult to cultivate bodhicitta, as mentioned earlier, especially like the inspiration from teacher, your friend. So inspire to cultivate bodhicitta. But if you have no training, we'll lose it very easily. No? So maintaining the mind is the training. It's the exercise. Get used to it. So the first one is the method for not losing bodhicitta. Say, not forsaking sentient being is not losing the bodhicitta. No, completely. The second one is the method by which bodhicitta does not weaken. Sometimes bodhicitta becomes weak. The third one is a method for increasing the strength of bodhicitta. The fourth one is the method for deepening bodhicitta. The fifth one is the method for not forgetting bodhicitta. So these are the 5 topics within that. Each has its own benefit. So if you carefully focus on this, so carefully describe, First of all, you see, cultivation bodhicitta, as yesterday we went through the ceremonies, you see. Cultivate means our mind, in the samsara, our mind is very narrow. Just for myself, my family, my friends, that much. So we kind of entangled within that boundary. So cultivate my mind is expand the mind. The expansion of the mind. Expand to the limitless. That's called cultivate the mind. No. So cultivate bodhicitta means, see, expand your mind in the infinite, whatever the mind itself is. So that's what's called cultivate, no? So see, the first, not forsaking sentient beings from one's heart. What does mean? See, first, the training is not forsaking sentient beings from one's heart. Is the method for not losing the bodhicitta, which is described before. The Naga king Anavattapta requested sutra says, a bodhisattva means who have cultivated the bodhicitta, who possess one quality, that bodhisattva who possesses one quality holds the excellent quality of the Buddhas. That bodhisattva is what it means. He has every opportunity to achieve all the Buddha's qualities, the infinite, the ultimate. So what is that one quality? What's that one quality? A mind which does not forsake anyone from one's own heart, not giving up any sentient beings, whatsoever. So that's what that is. See. Now, brief explanation what that means. Says, suppose someone acts unfavorably toward you, kind of irritates you, pushes your button, your nerves, said that kind of makes you miserable in different ways, and you adopt an attitude of distance from that person, then you have become distant from that person. I don't need you, and you don't need me, from the person, and have no concern for them, have no any consideration. Even if there were a chance to help that person in the future, so in the future, if there's chance, if I get chance to help that, so still I will never help. I will never support. You would refuse to do it, even that's very obvious that you can help. So they said, no, I don't want. No. Even if a time come to protect that person from harm, you would refuse to do it. If that person is in danger, like in the precipice or drowning in the river, suppose, and you have every ability to help, opportunity to help, so let it be. Be distant. So that is called forsaking sentient beings. It's clear, isn't it? It's very clear. See. Furthermore, what it meant by forsaking sentient beings? Does it mean all sentient beings or just one? See, there's very critical questions. Forsaking sentient beings means every sentient being you give up or just one? See? For that say, even hero Sharavakas, who's not interested to help sentient beings, or Patik Buddhas, the solitary realizer, will not forsake all sentient beings. In that life, they will help sentient beings as much as possible. Neither will hawk and wolf. The hawk constantly hunt birds. The wolf, tiger, lions, they constantly hunt the other life for their food. They will not also forsake, because the hawk will cherish his or her chick. The wolf or the tiger, they will cherish, protect their offspring, cubs. No, so they will not give up all sentient beings. Any ruthless person will not give up his or her family. No. So therefore, if one forsake even one being, one individual, being from your heart. It says, being and does not apply the antidote within a session. Say, within a session means there are 24 hours. So 24 hours divided into 6 is 4 hours. Within 4 hours, if you got some strong anger in the mind with the relation with some individuals, I will never help this person, no matter what happened. And then within a few minutes, try to change the mind. So that's what not right. No, out of my negative thoughts, it just happened. Just immediately correct that. So, you see, if you could not, bring the antidote within a session, then bodhicitta is lost. That's why bodhicitta is so marvelous, you see. That's the core essence of the Dharma. That's what's called cultivation of the mind. Cultivate the mind on the base of wisdom and compassion. It's not just having compassion itself, as you know, not just having the bodhicitta, but cultivate the mind within that. That's called bodhicitta. How precious this is. This is the kind of method we need nowadays, more than ever before. Everybody we should need to inspire to cultivate this mind. Because as you know, we all desire for peace and happiness. And we all desire to free from suffering. There's no question about that. So this is, you see, it's not a Buddhism, it's not a culture, it's the reality cause to create, to bring peace and happiness and to free from suffering and to free from samsara. See? It is completely unresponsible to forsake sentient beings from your heart while being called a bodhisattva. Says, I took bodhisattva's vow. And kind of boasting yourself around here, there, so, and maintaining other trainings, practicing some generosity, keeping practice of like 10 virtues, avoiding 10 non-virtues, like those things, while giving up bodhicitta. So that's unrealistic. So that's why we, at the beginning we said prayer, especially those enemy who hate me, those who are obstructors, those who create obstacles to my path to the liberations. So that's prayer. It's the essence of the whole Buddha's teaching, Dharma. Training. For example, so just giving an example. This is like killing one's only child, like a father or mother child, and then accumulating wealth on his behalf. You kill your child, say, no, you are collecting wealth. So this is for my child. It's a very good example, you see. You give up sentient beings from your heart, so I'm practicing bodhicitta. It's very strange. It's a paradox, you know. Of course, one will not give up, give up this attitude. To help attitude means to help. Towards those beings who are benefiting oneself, who are supporting you, who are kind to you, who loves you. You will never give up. Not only Dharma practitioners, any individual. No, spiritual, non-spiritual. No. But there is a danger of giving up regarding those who harm you. So those who are harming you, as I mentioned, pushing the button, then see what you're doing, where you are up to, To them, especially, one should cultivate compassion and make effort to bring them benefit. So to bring them benefit and happiness. This is the tradition of the noble ones. It is said here, this is a very good quotation. When harm has been done in return for good deeds, you have been very kind to some individuals, and then bring the harm to you instead of saying thank you. So you have not done enough to me, like so forth. Even then, it is to be answered by great compassion. Like some mothers are like that. She takes care of the child, very kind to the child. And the child is always complaining, you are not doing this enough to me, you are not doing this to me, like this, complaining. And still she's desperate, showing her compassion. So the excellent beings of this world return a good deed for an evil one. So that's the practice. So this is all the practice of Tonglen. Mind trainings are here. From this you can explain many books you can write on the commentary. So that's why I said all sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, those who create obstacles to my path to the liberation of omniscience, may they have happiness, may they free from suffering, subliminal establishment in the complete Buddhahood. So that's what's called strength of the mind. It's not being a mind submissive, weak. Some people think it's weak. But in reality, it's a strength. It happens out of courage, free from the fear, based on reason, wisdom, compassion. So look at this, how precious So reflect on this and meditate. So when this is usually, when I read this, reflect in your mind, meditate. If in your life there's somebody who hates you, develop compassion. So that person needs my support, help. He or she is suffering. If the other one is not suffering, will not harm you. Because they suffer, then they harm you. So meditate on this. And this will bring real peace, joy in our life. The true peace. Now this kind of peace and happiness will not depend on other material things. It's not depend on any other conditions. Just you have complete freedom to have this practice. Maintain. See, so precious, you see. These are the priceless wisdom we get, So rejoice yourself. Feel fortunate. It is, I'm so fortunate to have this wisdom, to get this kind of opportunity. It's worthwhile to have this precious human life. Now to recollecting the benefit effects of bodhicitta. This is the second and the training of this aspiration bodhicitta. The training in recollecting the beneficial effects of bodhicitta is the method by which bodhicitta cannot weaken. The lamp for the path to enlightenment, says Atisha. The quality of cultivating the mind of aspiration was explained by Maitreya in the Planting the Noble Stock Sutra, that Buddha spoke about all the beneficial effects. Thus it says, and so forth. This article should be part of this quotation. Thus it says, and so forth. In that sutra, the beneficial effects of bodhicitta are illustrated through about 230 similes. A lot of this, or lot, so I should say, quite few I put in the complete guide to Buddhist path there. If you look at that, there's all list of the similes. If you read that book, you'll get much benefit, you see. See now in this book, all these beneficial effects are abbreviated as 4 categories, very skillfully. Let's just put into 4 categories. Thus, this now from that sutra. Thus, one of noble family, bodhicitta is like the seed of all the Buddha's qualities. It's a direct seed to achieve all the Buddha's quality. One will get every excellent qualities of the enlightenment by practicing bodhicitta. And the second, it dispels all poverty like Vaishyaravana. Vaishyaravana is the wealth deity. A lot of people like to do the wealth deity in Zambala. Zambala is very well popular. You say, now here you see, if you want wealth, practice bodhicitta. Vaishnavanam. We just chant 24 hours Vaishnavanam mantra, and without bodhicitta, I think it's very impractical. Without a cause, want to have the result, We have to create the cause, the result what we want. So bodhicitta is the principal cause for those things, see? So forth refer to the beneficial effects for oneself. If you want all excellent qualities, wisdom, compassion, by practicing of the 10 or 6 parameters, perfections, just focus on bodhicitta. Increase that. If you want to have a wealth, to become a universal king, universal monarch, practice bodhicitta. If you practice bodhicitta, even without expecting universal monarch, say you will become that, because you have the cause. Now there's a fuss. From the 4, there's fuss. It fully protects all migrators like a shelter. Means when there's such a heat wave in that area, when there's a big giant tree, so underneath the tree, you breathe the coolness. So bodhicitta is that, like a shelter. It's a shelter for all sentient beings. So if you want to benefit all sentient beings, so practice bodhicitta. So meditate. You see, as earlier mentioned, not giving up any individual, even those who are ruthless to you. Making space to every sentient beings. It's like a shelter. Like a tree, when the shelter is there, the tree will have no any prejudice, no any bias. Anybody who comes under the tree will welcome. So bodhicitta is that, like that. So like a shelter. And it supports all sentient beings. So it's like a ground. The earth is the place. Everybody depends on the earth. Everybody survives of the earth. There's no any prejudices. Those inanimate, everyone equally, no? So bodhicitta is like that. It's a ground base for the peace and happiness of every sentient being, And so forth refer to its beneficial effects for others. So if you want to help other sentient beings, so focus on the practice of bodhicitta. So to this kind of, when we come to this kind of point, like promoting ourselves, then like deceiving others, cheating others, no place. There's no place to cheat others, to harm others. Because it's a source of peace and happiness. That's why we say even one word of Buddha is precious because it's taught out of wisdom and compassion to benefit others, not to cheat others, not to harm others. No? So let's see. So this is second. Now third, because it is victorious over all the enemies of afflictive emotions. See, if you ask what's the enemy for the Bodhisattvas, all the cause of suffering are the enemy of the Bodhisattva, not the sentient beings. So the cause of the suffering is delusion, the mental delusion, confusion, not understanding what's the cause, or not understanding, not having wisdom to understand the cause of peace and happiness, the cause of suffering. It's called delusion. No, afflictive emotions. So those are, see, Bodhisattvas, Buddha, they, kind of conquered, purified, see. So that's it is like a sphere. It's not a spear to kill people. It's a spear to get rid of all the mental afflictions. So it's the wisdom, we should say, the wisdom of spears. And it completely cuts the tree of suffering like an axe. Those days, they don't have chainsaw. Now we have chainsaw. So you can say chainsaw. Axe chainsaw. No, cut the root of the tree of the suffering. You see, as earlier mentioned, when you have a thought, I will achieve enlightenment for the benefit of us all sentient beings, on the basis of great compassion, then there is a peace. There is a joy, you see. And then you have a resource to give to others. Let's look at this here. So how precious this thought is. And so forth refers to its beneficial effects of cutting off all the unfavorable conditions which are cause of suffering. Now fourth, it accomplishes all aspirations, what you aspire, whatever you want, wish to have, like a noble vase. This legendary, is a kind in the legendary, there's such called noble vase, a vase which has all kind of positive energy. So if you talk to the vase, today I want to be the king of this country, so because of that you become that. Today I want such things, and it accomplishes that. So it's called noble vase. And it accomplishes all wishes like the precious wish-granting jewel. Similar, those two, no? And so forth, refer to its beneficial effects of establishing all the favorable conditions, making everything positive condition. Even somebody creates negative action to you, you practice the patience, the tolerance, out of wisdom, out of compassion. Then slowly it turns into positive. There are a lot of cases if you read the life story of Buddha, or great Bodhisattvas, or like a Milarepa, So Milarepa, if I say one, at the time of his death, now whether he gets sick or not, it's time to pass away. So there's some individual in the same area was so jealous of Milarepa. See, if I don't get rid of him, my activities will not develop. He's the main obstacle for me to become famous, rich. So, with the group of people talking, discussing together, and then gave a potion to Milarepa. And Milarepa understood very clearly, and he accepted the potion. And then Milarepa said, so I am sick because I got the poison. The main person came to see Milarepa, just pretending that he was not involved. So asked, how are you? Milarepa said, I got sick, even though I don't have a reason to get this sick, So it's just showing some kind of, indirectly to understand. And he also understood, he's just giving me some hints, So there's a lot of conversation back and forth. And then Milarepa proved that that person is not affected to him. Instead, Milarepa showed such great concern to him, compassion, And then he apologized. And Milarepa said, no, if I'm not here, you will be in such a kind of, unspeakable kind of suffering conditions. But now today you acknowledge, you apologize, and I will show you the path, how to repair. And he said, never do this again. So like that kind of, those evildoer, heinous crime, such a despicable act, do those out of wisdom, compassion, skillful means, and helped. That's what is this, because of bodhicitta. Never give up sentient beings. Way to transform whole environment. Source of peace and happiness, you see. This was called, establishing all the favorable conditions. It's bodhicitta. Not by material weapon, but by the weapon of bodhicitta. In this way, say, when one recollects all these virtues, one practices, one sustains this mind without weakening. See, you should inspire by this. Don't feel I'm weak. Don't feel I'm not smart enough. We just always just inspire and go forward. Therefore, one should persistently recollect all these beneficial effects. At least one should recollect them once every session, every 4 hours, reflect. If not constantly, if possible, every minute reflect. Now third, the training. So we're talking about the training of the bodhicitta. Gathering the 2 accumulations. Third, the training in gathering the 2 accumulations is the method for increasing the strength of bodhicitta. The lamp for the path to enlightenment, says Atisha. The accumulation of merit and wisdom is the nature of the cause of perfection, and so forth. To perfect bodhicitta, we need the accumulation of merit and wisdom. So the accumulation of merit refers to the 10 virtuous activities, see, the 10 virtues, and avoiding 10 non-virtue, keeping the 10 virtues. The 4 method of gathering, and so forth. The 4 method of gatherings, Bodhisattvas benefit sentient beings with a pleasant word. The word not produced from the hatred, anger. The word which soothes their heart, inspires, develops pleasant word speaking. And giving necessary things to those practitioners if they need. And then giving proper Dharma teachings, not out of delusions. And while giving the Dharma teachings properly, oneself, be with that Dharma. It's called walk on your talk, isn't it? Walk and talk. Walk on your talk. That kind of, You say something nicely, and you do something bad thing outside there. Then that doesn't do any good. That will not inspire. So the foregathering means is a special method to inspire the other practitioners. Ordinary people to go into the path. He or she says this and does this. So it inspires the individual. That's how you develop merit. Out of wisdom, out of compassion. See? And so forth, as related to skillful methods. So these are skillful method. Has a skill of the wisdom, what to do right. Finding there's always, just you see, there's any problem comes, any obstacle comes, there's always a method for the solution. It's just a matter of time. See? If we have a will, there's a mean. Because one can become Buddha. Because of that. Because all obstacles, all the problems are temporary, transitory nature. Because that it can be changed. It can be solved. So individuals need a skill, courage, inspiration, go forward. See? Skillful methods. The accumulation of primordial wisdom is related to the pure mind. The primordial wisdom means, as mentioned, pure mind. It's called the original mind. The original mind is bodhicitta. No, Buddha nature. Yes, it's bodhicitta as well, but Buddha nature is primordially pure. It's wisdom. It's wise. So wisdom refer to these practices realized as being fully, free from the 3 spheres and so forth. Everything in the state of the emptiness, luminosity. Like everything within the space. It's called free from three spheres and so forth. That's pure mind. As related to the perfect wisdom. So that's called the accumulation of wisdom, the accumulation of merit. Now you see, in this way, gather the two accumulations establishes the power of the bodhicitta in one's mind. Then bodhicitta becomes stronger. So, because you have a skill. Do things right. Benefiting many different ways other sentient beings. And helping yourself without side effect. All in the right path. Seeing clearly what's right, what's wrong. And then just be with right things. Not involved in the wrong things. Bodhicitta in one's mind. Therefore, persistently gather the two accumulations, even by reciting one short mantra. One can gather two accumulations, you see. If you repeat one mantra, you just do this to benefit all sentient beings out of compassion. It's called merit accumulation of merit. And in the wisdom state is the wisdom accumulation. When you see flower on the road, instead of just being neutral or nothing, pay attention, make offering to this all the enlightened beings. No. And by offering this, may everyone free from suffering, achieve peace and happiness in the illusory nature. So both accumulations can collect very easily. No? As I mentioned, if we have the will, there's always no way to do things. So this should be done at least once each session. If it's possible, do it at least 4 hours once in 4 hours. Otherwise, every time, any time. No, in the morning, in the evening, during the daytime. The speech to an assembly says, "Today, how should I accumulate merit and wisdom? How can I benefit sentient beings?" Bodhisattva constantly contemplate in this way. So Bodhisattvas just know how I can help sentient beings. How I can build strength of my mind. Bodhicitta. That's their mantra. This is the activities of life. So a lot of people ask, what's the purpose of life? So this is the purpose of life. Cultivate bodhicitta, build the strength. Every day, whatever you do,